Alright, so we're going to do an end of the year wrap up on some of my peppers that I got off my plants. This is just a very small portion of what I actually have. This is just what's ripe and need to be processed today. I have to get these de-seeded and separated and processed, or within a day or two some of these are already starting to get soft and they're turning to liquid, so they have to be processed immediately. Some of them will last a little longer, like this one right here. This is the elephant ear. I could keep that in my refrigerator probably for, at least a week if I need to. And but I'll probably use that one right away for cooking, and that way I could get the seeds out of it and get them dried. So let's take a look at what's going on here in this little edition of the harvest of 2019. This is a Fatali crossed with a Carolina Reaper. And so I ended up with some peppers that look like this. So that's what we got here. Got a little harvest off of those. I think we're going to plant this out next year and literally let it grow to its fullest and try to see if we can get the full shape of this. You can see a lot of these particular peppers are very flat, like the Fatali. And that's what I was kind of going for, was getting a Fatali, but with the heat of a Reaper, maybe some orange or red mixed into it. But instead, I ended up with this, which is, it's cool, but I was fooling around. I wasn't necessarily like, oh, this has got to be what I designed it to be. I just crossed a yellow Fatali with a Carolina Reaper, and this is what we ended up with. Over here, these are the Aji Peruvians. Now, these are fully ripe. I did a taste test on them when they were in their orange stage. I didn't realize that they get red like this. So these are the Aji Peruvians. I literally have tons and tons of these things. There are so many of these things on one plant, it's ridiculous. If I was to grow that outside, I honestly wouldn't know what to do with that many peppers. I'd have to just let them dry in a plant. Over here we got the Gölbaşı. And this is a wonderful pepper. I did a review on this. I really like this pepper. I am going to be wintering this pepper over, this variety, and we're going to plant that out next year and see if we get a really large crop off of this. This is a very nice pepper to eat. I really like this pepper. So watch my review on that one. Here's another one that I need to grow outdoors, and this is the Bombay Morich. It's very similar to the Naga Morich, and so that is the Bombay Morich. And so we got some of those. I didn't do too good with those, but I do have some. I think I only got one plant with that, and that was kind of crowded out, and I didn't get too many. So, but I do got more coming in of that one. I probably got maybe 2 more that size coming in. So that's good enough for me to actually supply seed. And this pepper here is called the Charanero. That is a pepper that I did create by accident. It was a Charapita that crossed with a habanero. I believe it was a habanero. And I ended up with this thing. And this is a pretty cool looking pepper. Very interesting attributes to this pepper in a lot of different ways. This pepper gets very soft and liquidy like a Tabasco pepper. So you can easily make a hot sauce with this very easily. It melts very easy. All you got to do is leave this out on your counter for a day or two. They'll all get really soft like this. You can see how soft this is. It's already gushy and mushy. These all got to get washed out with a screen. Like here's another one. They just literally start to melt, just like a Tabasco pepper does. And you can easily turn that into hot sauce. This is a very good pepper for that. I'm considering doing that in the future. I will be bringing this one in for the winter. This is one of the ones we will winter over. Over here we got the Cascabella pepper. And this is the one that I've been complaining about. And this is quite a nice pepper, but I'm getting a little tired of seeing it every year because I don't plan on growing that every year. But because I keep getting the wrong seeds, I end up growing it every year. So there's your Cascabella. Over here we got the Candlelight Biber pepper. This is, I believe, a Turkish pepper. And this is a very nice pepper. It's a very decently warm cayenne type. It's not very, very hot. It's not super hot. But it is in the cayenne type of things. It's considered a wild pepper in Turkey. So we're growing that one, and we got a pretty good amount of peppers coming off of here. We probably got 1 or 2 more of these coming in. So I will have plenty of seed for the Candlelight Biber. Over here is a golden version of the Thunder Mountain Longhorn pepper. I got a variant that came out of it that's been coming out orange. So I just labeled it as Thunder Mountain Longhorn Orange, and believe it or not, a lot of people are actually buying that pepper. I guess they're interested in it and they find an interest to it. But it is a pretty cool pepper. It did come out of the Thunder Mountain Longhorn pepper seeds that I ordered, so there's a variant. You got an orange one, so we'll be offering that on our website. Over here, this is the Dorset Naga. I don't know if I did a pod review on these yet. I'm pretty sure I did. But that is the Dorset Naga. It's a very warty type of pepper, very hot. This is a very, very hot one. This is up close to 1 million. Not quite 1 million, but definitely up near close to that. It is at least the heat of a boot. And that is just a killer of a pepper. It's a very good pepper too, by the way. I do like the taste of that pepper. Over here, we have the Rezha Macedonian pepper. Now, this pepper, specifically, this particular variety of pepper, is very prone to drying out very quickly, even on the plant. This pepper right here is already starting to dry out. It's already getting thin. If you were to leave that in the sun for, like if you picked it and you left it out for maybe 3 or 4 days, that thing would dry right up. You turn that right into a powder. You don't need to do anything. It dries on a plant just like a cayenne. So it's a very strange pepper. Really like the Rezha Macedonian. I also got the Albanian red hot pepper, which is another cork type variety, but much larger. They look more like that rather than that. These tend to look more like this. Over here, this is the Butch Teas. We got the Butch Teas over here. These Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea. And these are a killer to eat. These will really put a hurting on you guys. If you think that something like this, look at the size of this pod too. This is a monster pod. If you think something like this is not going to hurt you, you're kidding yourself. That's going to absolutely cook you alive. Here's one with a nose on it. See how it's got a little nose on there? It's a beautiful pepper. Got plenty of these this year. Probably got 2 more like this, 2 more harvests like that coming in, because there's still quite a few green ones on there, but they're coming in, so I will get quite a few peppers off it this year. This is the Red Cloud. I recently did a review on this pepper, and it was supposed to be a white cloud, but this is what came out of it. And I got this from a pretty reputable seed company, and I'm not mentioning the name, but I did get it from them, and that's what came out instead of a white cloud. So this pepper now became an interest for me, because for some reason this thing is really strange the way it's growing. It grows like a rotund pepper, so I am calling it the Red Cloud Rotund, because it is a type of rotund pepper and not a white cloud. But it does some strange things, and if you watch my video on the review, I explain some of the oddities of that one. You can see little peppers are coming out of it as well, little tiny pumpkin peppers. Very strange variety. Over here is the Madame Jeanette. This is the big one. This is the one that everybody goes absolutely crazy for, is the Madame Jeanette pepper. And so as you can see, I got some really good phenos on here. These pods are absolutely enormous. Isn't that incredible? A slice of these pods that are coming out of this thing. Very crazy looking phenos on this. Look at this. Look at the shapes of these things. Just absolutely incredible. Look at that. That is wicked looking. That is some crazy. And I got a lot of those this year. So I did lose 10% of my crop, though, due to insect damage. So I did drop 10% of my crop. But I still have about another 2 more of these coming in. What you see right here, about 2 more harvests of those. I'll have plenty of seed for 2020. So hopefully I don't sell out like I did the year before. I literally sold out all my Madame Jeanette seed. I'm digging into my personal stash of my Madame Jeanettes to be able to fill orders. And so I leave it at just, I'm leaving my Madame Jeanettes on my website just 1 order. So when somebody orders from it, it depletes it. Because a lot of people have been going in there and ordering 5, 6, 10 orders at a time. They just wipe my stock right out. So this year we're going to have plenty, so I don't think we'll get wiped out. So I will have plenty of seed for that. Here is the dwarf charapita. These are the little tiny little dwarf charapitas right here. We're going to have plenty of seed for those this year. I think I am going to offer that specifically as a dwarf variety, because I am growing a regular charapita, which I'm going to be doing a video probably later on during the year once they start to mature and I can do a pod review on it. I'll show you what a regular charapita looks like, and you can see what the dwarf version looks like. They're very tiny little peppers. The regular charapita looks nothing like that, so we will have to do a pod review on the other one just to show you the difference. So here is the guajillo. Now I have a large version of the guajillo and I have a small version of the guajillo. I figured I'd separate them just in case they're a difference in size. So I will be offering them as large guajillos and shorter guajillos, but they're both guajillos, and I'm hoping that they are kind of different in shape, because one plant is giving me a lot of these smaller ones, and one plant's giving me really big ones like this. So I'm not sure if that's maybe a different species or it's just the plant is producing smaller peppers. I'm not sure. But either way, they're both guajillos, because I did taste test both of them and they taste exactly the same. So it's definitely the same pepper. It's just one is producing a smaller pepper. There is the elephant ear. As you can see right here, that is an absolute monster. And this isn't even as big as they get. These peppers can get so much bigger than this. It's incredible. Over here on the bottom are my dwarf tapines. I'm letting them dry inside the pepper. I'm going to let them dry that way. They last so many more years if you do it that way. Like if I'm going to fill an order, I'd rather take them from the pod, break them up and clean them out, and give you the seed fresh from the pod rather than separating the seed and letting them. They will last you much longer like that. Let's see, over here we have the Bolivian yellow. That's what this is right here. We got Bolivian yellow, Bolivian orange, and I believe Bolivian cream. We got 3 different colors of the Bolivians coming out, which is quite interesting. Here is the Cap $4.99. Yes, I got them in a bag because the wind is blowing and it's blowing my stuff all over the place, and we don't want that problem. So that is the Cap $4.99. Okay. Here is the Mojo Blackie. And you can see I'm getting some really cool effects on these peppers. I mean, look at the effects. I am getting such cool striping and effects on it. I think I figured out what Mojo was doing to get this effect. And so I'm trying to mimic it now and see if I can bring it in a little better. Has something to do with what you're adding to the soil as well as the way it gets light and the temperature. So I am finding out a little bit of something. I just got to tweak it, and I think I can get this to really produce some really crazy looking pods. That is the Mojo Blackie. There is the TS by Marengo. That stands for Trinidad Scorpion by Pimento Rango, I think it is. Pimento Rango. There's a pepper out there called that, and they crossed it, and you ended up with this. And this is the TS by Marengo. You can see it gets a very cool looking mahogany color. So it's not just like regular red. It's almost like a purple tinge over the red. So you get this really cool looking tinge to it. I believe I did a pod review on that. I got to check that one. Over here is the 7-pot lemon 7 pots. And believe me when I tell you, those things are really hot. Over here is the orange gum nagabrain. I got to try to remember these names here. And you can see that the calyx on it is orange. It goes right up the stem. All right, so you can see it's orange going up the stem. That's what the pod looks like. Beautiful pod. These things got some wicked heat on them, guys. These things are pretty nasty. Right here is the upright purple canes. I was supposed to get a regular long downright cane. Instead, I ended up with this, which is a very interesting pepper. Nonetheless, we will offer that on the website. Over here is the 7-pot bubblegum. Look at that. Let me tell you something. These bubblegums this year are like the second hottest pepper to the HellFire chili that I'm growing. These are absolutely cooking this year, these things. I ate one of these things, and boy, I was sorry I did that. Doing a review, and it really cooked me pretty badly. These are the HellFire chilies. These are my chilies that I am going to put on my website, but I'm not going to offer it to the general public just yet. I want to make sure that I'm going to be within all legal limits to actually offer something like that. So hopefully can get that all squared away with my attorney, and then make sure that's all safe. And then at that point, I can offer you seeds for this dangerous pepper. Over here is the SRTSL, Sarah Rachel Trinidad Scorpion Long. And we got a bunch of pods this year from this thing. Whole mega load. Look at some of these pods, guys. Look at this. I mean, that thing, you gonna tell me that doesn't look wicked to you? Look at this thing. What a creepy looking pepper. Okay, this is the phenos that I like. I like them because they get this nose on it. It looks like a dolphin. Look at that. you didn't know that, you'd think that, and I put eyes on that thing, you'd think it was a living creature. So that is the SRTSL. Over here is the Castello Rojo. Okay, that's the Castello Rojo. This is a wonderful pepper to cook with. It's just a little bit difficult at times to grow this pepper, mainly because it's very prone to blossom end rot. No matter what I do, I always seem to get a few peppers on here that always seem to get blossom end rot for absolutely no reason at all. So for some reason, it does that. I don't know why, but it does. So it's prone to it, but I still grow it anyway. Here is the rainforest pepper. As you can see, this is a wonderful looking pepper. This is absolutely wonderful. Just did a pod review on these. This is a great pepper. I will be offering seeds for that as well. Over here is the honey peno. Now I have two versions of the honey peno. I have a honey peno small and then a honey peno large. So not sure how I'm gonna put that on my website, but maybe it'll be on one page, small or large. You can order either one, but that's the way I will be offering it because that's the way I receive seeds for it. So small and large. Over here is the Chata pepper, and this is a really cool pepper. I think it's a Syrian pepper. Not 100% sure. I know it's from the Middle East somewhere, but it is a beautiful looking pepper. Look at that. You can see all of the ribs on it and stuff. It's getting windy here. I got to do this quick. I got to finish this up. Over here is the Calabresa. This is the Calabresa pepper, and I think this is a pepper lover creation. I'm not exactly sure. That's what they say it is, but I look around on other websites and I'm looking for this pepper, and other people are offering it, and they're not saying anything about pepper lovers creation. So I'm not sure if they created it or they just wanted to put their name on it and say they created it. I'm not sure. I'm assuming they created it, but that's what it's called, the Calabresa. That's what it's called. Over here is the Bella Golou. I didn't get that many big ones off it this year, but I did get enough here to give you an idea what it'll look like. So these are nice size. I've gotten these peppers to be maybe 3 times the size of that. These things can get really, really big. If you grow it outdoor by itself, these peppers can get absolutely enormous. Over here is the Lunca pepper. This is the Lunca. I'm a very big fan of this pepper since I've been growing it this year. You can see the funny shapes and convolutions it gets. I'm a very big fan of this pepper. It's very much like a, you know, an Anaheim or one of those kind of peppers. It's very much the same kind of pepper as that. And of course, this is my hybridized. Is this the one? Yes, this is the hybridized version of the pepperoncini. I crossed it with a hotter pepper, and these pepperoncinis are so hot that you can't even eat those things without getting a gut cramp. These are unbelievably hot. I can't even begin to describe to you the level of heat that these things have. They're absolutely cooking, and they give you a really bad cramp if you eat them by themselves. You eat it with food, you're okay. So this is a pepperoncini cross that I created. I'm not sure what to name it yet, but I will call it something and offer that on my website as well. So that will be on there. So that's basically it for now. I will maybe do another pod review once things get, you know, coming in and everything like that. But I really got to end this video because it's getting very windy out here. And the last thing I need is a big wind to come by and blow all this off the table because I am going to have a bad day after that. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.